is noticing that the price of silver right now is really high. So if you're looking for an alternative, aluminum is the way to go. Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of Meet the Maker Mondays. I'm Sarah Harvell, the metalsmith and maker behind Ravenna Metalworks. And today I wanted to talk to you about aluminum. Not aluminum foil or aluminum soda cans, but let's get my aluminum sheet here. Aluminum, this kind of aluminum. This is the aluminum that I get at Lowe's. And I started experimenting with aluminum a couple of years ago because I was a little tight on cash, whatever, and I couldn't afford silver. And as we, as metalsmiths and the whole world is noticing, that the price of silver right now is really high. So if you're looking for an alternative, aluminum is the way to go. Now, if you're a metalsmith and you were told not to use aluminum in your studio because it would contaminate your solder station, it would clog your tools, all those things, that is not true. That is not true at all. I use my aluminum right here, and this is my solder station right next to it. And I solder everything just fine. I solder my copper, I solder my brass and silver just fine. You can't solder aluminum. You can weld it, but I would not suggest doing that in any kind of enclosed area. That's more for like industrial applications. So aluminum, you need to do cold connections. So no heat whatsoever. You cannot, don't try to cast with it unless it's like 100 yards from your house and way out in the middle of nowhere, because the fumes are really, really nasty and toxic. So no heat application for aluminum. So you can form it, you can file it, you can saw it. It's a dream to saw through. So if you're a beginner metalsmith, it's great to start on. So I actually made this piece, this ginkgo necklace, and this is out of aluminum. So as you can see here, I formed it a bit. I put some texture on it with some hammers, and it's so light. That's what I also love about it. It's very light. And then these that I wear every video are also aluminum. Now the findings, I still use silver because aluminum wire is too soft. Don't waste your time with aluminum wire. I bought aluminum wire. Don't even waste your time. It's so soft. It's not worth it. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I might donate it, but aluminum sheet is great. You can do a high polish like, I showed you with these. And I just actually taught a workshop and everyone loved it. That's the first workshop I taught of this because with the price of silver going up, I think a lot of people are going to be looking for alternatives. So this is a great alternative for the look of silver without the price of silver. So I'm sure the next question you're asking yourself is, well, how do customers like it? Do customers even want it? Yes, they do. I have had many, many markets with aluminum pieces, and I've done that intentionally to test it out, to see how people respond to it, to see if they like it or not. Customers love it. They absolutely love it. They don't care. I am very upfront and honest with them. Like, this is aluminum, because they ask me what metal it is, because they'll have that look on their face like, what metal is this? Is this silver? This isn't silver. I'm like, no, it's aluminum. And they're like, really? Really? I'm like, yes, it's aluminum. And it really, for me, reopens up a price point that I've had to retire for the last couple of years because just the price of everything going up, I couldn't offer my copper or silver pieces or brass pieces even in like the $30 to $40 price range anymore. But now that I turned to aluminum, it's opened up that price range again. And that way I have more accessible price range for my customers, because I think everybody should have access to affordable handcrafted art. And so I have a range of pieces from $30 to $1,200. So I don't like to limit myself. So I'm just really excited to offer this for my customers. Oh, hi, Cassie. My cat came to say hi. That's her tail. And also to let people know that you can use aluminum. So start experimenting with it in your studio. Go to Lowe's and buy you some. It is cheap. I think this sheet, and I've cut it down, and I mean, this takes up the whole screen. It's big. It's huge. And I think it cost me like $20 for this. Yeah. So try it out. And it's also good for making templates. If you want to just have templates for your stuff, say you use a lot of templates, you want to trace around it, or you're figuring out a new design, or you need some metal to stamp on to test out some new stamps. You don't want to use your copper, which aluminum is your cheapest base metal. It will always be the cheapest base metal. I think pewter might be cheaper. Not sure about that. You can fact check me on that or not, but it is always going to be cheaper. So it's a good metal to practice on too. If you're not necessarily, huge or really thrilled about using it in your work to sell, it's good to practice on, for that too. And especially for beginners, like I said, for saw piercing, it is a dream to pierce through. I actually, whenever I teach saw piercing, this is the metal I start all of my students on. I don't start them on copper anymore. I start them on aluminum because honestly, a lot of my students have wrist problems. They might have arthritis. They might have carpal tunnel, whatever. So this metal is a lot more kind on your hands too. So try out aluminum. If you have any questions about it, put it in the comments. I'll answer the best I can because I'm still kind of in an experimental phase myself. I've only been using it for the past couple of years and really testing the limits of how much I can form with it. You can form with it. It's just, there's a limit to it because when you form metal, the more you hit it, the harder it's going to get. And so like the ginkgo piece here, I can, form this pretty, to a complete form. Now, I haven't been able to see if I can get a complete tube like in shell forming yet because it gets really hard. So that's what I'm going to be doing next year. I'm going to be doing some experiments next year for aluminum and a few other things I have on my list. So thanks for joining me for this episode. And I'm actually going to have a couple more episodes, I think 2 episodes. What year is it? What day is it? Oh, my calendar's right behind me. Look at there. So let's see. 3 more episodes for this season because holidays are coming. They're coming. And so I need to buckle down and devote all of my time to making all the things for the holiday madness rush. So I will let y'all know when the very last episode is, but thank you for joining me for this episode and I will see you next week.